got to do Taormina, Sicily in one day. Hi everyone, I'm Noreen from Mare Now, and I want to take you with me. We're going to be exploring Taormina in Sicily in 24 hours. So these are our 24 hours in Taormina. We flew from Rome to Catania and rented a car at the airport. After spending the night in Catania, we drove through the slopes of Mount Etna while visiting some of the world's most renowned wineries from Sicily. Then off we went, seeking altitude and jaw-dropping landscapes in Taormina. The drive from Catania to Taormina is approximately 45 minutes. To make your journey unforgettable, I recommend visiting some vineyards along the way. I created a self-guided driving route for you guys to follow, visiting 9 of my favorite wineries in the area. After wine tasting, we decided to spend the night in Taormina at the boutique hotel La Pensione Svizzera. If you're arriving with a car, note that the hotel does not have an on-premise parking, but there's a parking lot further down the street for about 20 euros daily. We chose this boutique hotel due to its prime location and epic views without breaking the bank. If you also want to stay here, make your bookings as soon as you have your dates. This hotel is small, being a boutique hotel, therefore advance booking to secure a room with epic views is essential. Don't leave your bookings for last minute. They usually cost more and you're stuck with whatever's left over. Another thing I loved about this hotel was the patio and breakfast area. It was really neat having breakfast with the most epic views. We could see most of the town, the sea, and even Mount Etna. It was great. Now, let me give you a little room tour. We booked the standard double room with sea view, which was perfect since we were only spending one night. Larger rooms with balconies are also available, which is why it is essential to book early. Taormina is a popular destination in Sicily, so you want to lock in that room with epic views at a budget price. The view from our window was everything. There are other hotels nearby that offer epic views. I'll link a few below in case the one I stayed at is all booked up when you guys are planning your trip. After dropping off our bags, we watched the sunset from the best viewpoint in Taormina, Belvedere di Via Pirandello. Look how high up we are, guys. We were driving through those streets not too long ago, and now we're all the way up here. That's so neat and cool, and I am just so excited to be here. From this bird's eye view, we found an epic looking little island you can walk to surrounded by the sea. How cool is that? Isola Bella is also known as the Pearl of the Ionian Sea. This island became a nature reserve in 1990. A narrow path connects the island to the mainland beach if you want to visit. If you have more than 24 hours in Taormina, visiting Isola Bella could be an excellent day trip. You can spend half a day there swimming and exploring the area, or even take a Sicilian wine tasting boat tour. I'll add my favorites in the show notes. Oh yeah, you can also see majestic Mount Etna from here. Look at those smokes, guys. We were driving through that active volcano a few hours ago. Crazy! There's so much to do in Mount Etna. You can trek it, visit wineries on its slopes, and even go skiing at the top with snow and lava at the same time, if you dare. The views from up here are not to be missed, and they are free. This was my favorite place in Taormina to take epic-looking pictures. After staring off the Ionian Sea and taking in a breathtaking sunset, we headed to town for dinner. The small town of Taormina is charming and truly comes to life at night. If you're in the mood for local cheese and wine, I recommend stopping at La Boteca del Formaggio. Here, you can get a plate of mixed cheeses and cured meats with excellent wine pairings. If you make a reservation ahead of time, you can access the back room that has an alfresco dining area. This shop took me back to my time in Florence, where I had the most amazing time visiting the wine windows and indulging in cheese and wine, two of my favorite things. Taormina Center is compact. You can see it all in a few hours of strolling around. Look out for the iconic medieval clock tower in Piazza 9 Aprile. This area is never closed. The restaurants do close, they have normal operating hours, but this area in general, the piazza, is always open 24 hours. This is also the area where you'll find most tourists visiting Taormina. The piazza is lined with restaurants, churches, and shops. If you're craving an arancini, my favorite shop in Taormina offering these delicious bites is Rosticceria da Cristina. Arancinis are a staple street food in Sicily. These savory fried rice cones are delicious and come in an assortment of varieties ranging from vegan to meat options. The best pizza we had in Taormina was at Villa Zucchero. I loved that they carried local Sicilian beer, so we had to try them. The beer was light, crisp, and refreshing, with a very artistic label. I was obsessed. The prices are budget-friendly here, and the pizzas were delicious. This spot is famous for having Taormina's most authentic Sicilian pizza style, and it surely did not disappoint. My husband and I both loved our selections. Look at that crust, so crunchy yet fluffy. I would go back to Taormina just to have the pizza alone. This charming restaurant is in a 17th century villa, so it was really cool dining there. As the dark settled in, we gave Taormina one last look. Now here's a travel tip. If you get a room with a view, you can set your camera or your phone and you can do a time lapse of the sun rising over this magical hilltop town. Welcome to day 2. Something scenic you can do in Taormina is take a cable car from Taormina town down to Massaro Beach. Cable cars run every 15 minutes. We decided to create our own local trail mix snacks and hike the town on foot. And made our way to Teatro Antico di Taormina. Right before you enter the theater, we found a pomegranate juice stand. I became obsessed with these in Turkey, so finding one here brought a smile to my face. These freshly squeezed pomegranate juices are so good, you guys, especially on a hot day of walking around. Comment below pomegranates if you love them as much as I do, because I am obsessed with them. I want to get one of those machines just to make them in New York City. The views from the theater are spectacular. This is another great spot for epic views of Taormina. You can see Mount Etna perfectly from here. The town of Taormina, just being in that grand ancient theater makes you feel like you're back in that time. It's just otherworldly. If you want to enter solo, you can buy your tickets from the official website, but I highly recommend getting a tour guide to learn more about this amazing place. There's so much history and info about Taormina and the town that you'll miss without a guide. I'll add my favorite tours to the show notes if you want recommendations on what tours to take while you're in Taormina. The Greek theater of Taormina is the second largest in Sicily, and it's imposing when you visit. I've been to many ancient theaters, but there's something truly unique about this one. Perhaps it's its setting with Mount Etna in the backdrop, or the altitude and charm of the area and its town towering down the Ionian Sea. This is definitely a sight not to miss in Taormina. Another thing I love about this theater is that despite its old age, it still hosts events, plays, and concerts. So if you have more than 24 hours in Taormina, I recommend booking a concert for an unforgettable evening overlooking the majestic sights of Mount Etna. If you want some seat recommendations, you should always sit higher up and away from the stage to truly take in the views. The acoustics will be fantastic no matter where you sit. It amazes me that you can visit a place that's more than 2,000 years old. Think about that for a second. This theater was built in the 3rd century BC, and Etna's been there all this time watching over Sicily. Now, who can guess how old Mount Etna is? Take a guess, leave a comment below. Mount Etna began to form about 600,000 years ago as a submarine volcano, and with every eruption it gets bigger and bigger. Its last eruption was August 15, 2024. 2024! And the volcano's first eruption took place beneath the sea. Now, many of you might be thinking, and I know I was thinking that when I was there, could Mount Etna destroy Sicily? Mount Etna has traditionally been thought of as a safe volcano. Its soils are very fertile and more than 20% of Sicilians live on its slopes. That's where we went winery hopping, and if you missed that video, I'll link it so you can watch it next. After taking the scenery in, we went to the public gardens of Taormina. This garden is so beautiful, and the entrance is free, so this is something free you can do in Taormina. The views you get from this villa are also breathtaking. Then we went to the Instagram famous Bambar to get a granita. Bambar rose to fame due to its traditional offerings of authentic local granitas and freshly made brioche bread. Before saying bye to Taormina, we decided to take one final stroll in the piazza. And on a scenic road, we made our way to Cefalù, our next destination. Travel tip: remember to bring coins for the tolls when leaving Taormina. Our fare was €2 at the time of the recording of this video. Remember to like and subscribe so you can continue exploring Sicily with us. Next week, we'll visit my favorite town in Sicily, Cefalù, so you won't want to miss that. And if you're visiting other places in Italy, I created a playlist with all my videos on Italy where we visit Venice, Lake Como, Tuscany, Florence, Cinque Terre, Rome. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Till next time.